Well, it's time to pull it together if you're Najin as we go into picks and bans for game number 2 between these two teams. And of course, visit ogn.azubu.tv to vote for your favorite super plays. A lot of good ones coming out tonight. Shen ban from Najin against CJ.
Okay.
So that happened.
I mean, whatever.
I don't know if that was the best use of a ban.
They banned Callista Gragas and Ryze in game 1. Of course, they have more freedom in terms of those bans. And Shy's performance has been okay on Shen, but I wouldn't say it's out of this world.
Ban worthy? Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Oh, it's the second ban going to be from Najin. The Ryze. Ryze interestingly banned out on the blue side. Huh.
Well, I think Najin had a rough time. But when they played earlier against KT, they were actually baited into Ryze 2 games in a row, and KT kind of stomped them and shut Duke down early.
Duke's Ryze has not been.
Oh wait, his Ryze is super good. We know that historically, but
it feels like you can really hurt it.
Well,
if
you get camped, yes.
If you have a plan for the Ryze, you can handle it.
But what is CJ going to do? Because they don't have the 2 mid lane bans, or picks this time, bans rather, against Victor and Azir. And you have to assume Najin has had no problems first picking Victor on blue side. TF. Probably smart.
Okay. And that final ban from CJ. What do they not want to let Najin first pick?
I would say Victor. I would say Victor.
Oh, okay.
You're on red side. You can just take the Ezreal right now and then have space play it if you don't like what Goong's going to play, and force Goong onto Azir, something that, honestly, Goong has not been as much of an ASAT as Coco, but it's going to be an Evelyn ban.
So not wanting to deal with that. So basically saying, all right, well, if you take something other than Rek'Sai, then we get a Rek'Sai that will, I guess, not really be any more better ahead because Evelyn's not in the game to take advantage of.
Right. Well, I mean, Rek'Sai's still going to be a very strong early game pick here regardless. Yeah. The Echo's still available too.
Grab a Rumble, dude.
I think you take the Rek'Sai and you take Victor here. Once you have a plan to deal with Goong's Victor, which could very well be just pick Ezreal again.
Or the Ezreal. I mean, I like the Rumble here. Shy had a great game on Rumble. Why change it? Well, Maokai wouldn't be bad either.
I'd be afraid of Duke's Fizz, so I would not, in fact, go for the Maokai. Just handle it like you did before. Shy also has a very poor historical record on Hecarim, so I am relieved he is not picking that champion.
That was a bit scary for a moment. Victor insta-locked for Goong. We'll see what Watch decides to pick up for Najin in their second round here. Still need a jungler. Jungle options are going to be interesting for Watch. Without Eve, they really have kind of
probably play Echo,
pigeonholed him a little bit. Yeah, could be Echo, but how would that go for Watch? I wonder.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's fine.
I mean, it's a good pick right now, but I just don't know how good Watch is on it.
Well, he's a thinking right now. They're going to take the Annie again for Pure.
Oh, Pure had a fantastic game on Annie in game number 1, so
basically they're just building the same composition they had last game, except this time they have the Victor. And Victor probably would have done a lot better in those team fights, by the way, than that Zed did in the late game. In fact, Najin may have been able to win that game had they had Victor instead of the Zed.
Agreed. Probably not going to be the Rengar, but we'll see.
I mean, I assume Najin's going to take the Maokai again because they did do very well on those engages. The question is, what is Watch going to play? Because he has to change his champion too.
Yeah. Well, the Graves worked out very, very well last game. They could just grab Ezreal again, honestly, but might decide to go for that Azir.
I don't know why they would have to take the Azir right in this round of the draft.
Yeah, well,
we haven't seen Jace since the Jace buffs or changes. It's not really a buff.
Yeah.
I mean, it is in the late game, but it takes you sort of longer to get to a point where it is a buff.
Coco's Azir has been some of the most amazing Azir play we've seen.
Some of the most Azir play.
It's the Azirest Azir.
He is the Aziriest Azir.
Nobody Azirs like Coco's Azirs.
I agree with you. I think he's been wonderful on that champion.
Yeah. Interesting that they'd stick with the Graves, though.
I think they just see the lane matchup, and they're very comfortable in using the Graves to prevent Oki from getting a big lead. Watch could default to Lee Sin, as he is wont to do. And Duke could play Ribbon. We've seen a lot of Ribbon versus Rumble so far this season on Champions, and some players, like Smeb, have been able to do very well in that matchup. Cuvée also. Aww.
Wah, wah. Oh, well, Maokai's still a very strong pick, of course. And that's what they'll go with, along with the Lee Sin for Watch. And so what is the support pick going to be? Is it just going to be the Braum again? Mad Life played pretty well on that Braum last game. Thresh also a good option as well.
Thresh is more vulnerable to any all-ins early. Also, Alistar falling way down the draft. Alistar definitely a viable choice in this lane. You have that ability to break the crowd control, and it is historically one of Mad Life's best champions. Janna may be a safer option for late-game peeling from a Maokai flank. I don't know. I think you just go for the Alistar here.
Zyra, man, we haven't seen Zyra in a long time.
Mad Life going through every single support in League of Legends slowly.
Including Zach, apparently. What's it going to be? The Leona would be an interesting pick.
That would be great for their engage. They lack primary engage right now. They don't really need it, but it will be the Braum.
Oh, well. Braum was good for Mad Life last game. Would have been fun to see the Leona, of course, but I think it looks like a pretty solid lineup for CJ.
I think I would have taken the Alistar here. There must be something they like about the Braum into the Sivir. Of course, you can just use Unbreakable to block a Boomerang Blade and get the better end of a trade, but I think the Alistar, even though he provides more immediate engage for this CJ Entis team, which they don't have that much of this time around, pretty much just the equalizer, but again, CJ is that team that likes to build around Coco engaging with Azir.
Yeah.
And the burst damage, the crazy thing about this is if you hit a good Emperor's Divide, you can line people up for a spectacular collateral damage.
Yeah.
Or even a Braum ultimate, that Glacial Fissure. You get everybody moved into position for that, and equalizer. Just a lot of line skill shots here from CJ Entis.
Yeah, and Coco has really come through for CJ in the past with these engages on Azir, and no real reason to believe that he's not going to be able to do it again.
Well, we see so many bans against Coco's Azir that now getting him to see him play it is actually a rare treat. He's got a good matchup in the lane against the Victor. Should be able to poke Goong out early.
True enough. Well, if CJ can 2-0 this, that would be a huge thing for them going into the playoffs. It would also be huge in a negative sense for Najin as well. A lot on the line as we go into Najin versus CJ game number 2. It's go time. All right, welcome to Summoner's Rift once again. And the fans out in force. Crazy game 1. I loved it, man. 59 kills. That was a fun game. There's just no pleasing you with that type of game.
That's not true. I thought it was fun, too.
Okay, good. You can be honest with your feelings. You don't need to hold it. You don't need to bottle up that love of kill-heavy games inside. You know, you're secretly jealous of the LPL casters.
Nope.
Well, a little bit of an early invade from CJ to get some warding down potentially. A little bit awkward, though. Can't really get any of those wards in. They get one into the red buff pit, at least.
Yeah, just trying to get some early identification about where this is going. They're also trying to disrupt the saplings in the Raptor area. Coco's still on a bit of a mission right there, but they see his sapling disruption activities. They're stacking 4 people at that brush to make sure that CJ really has to commit if they want to take those out.
Yeah, and they don't want to commit, and it's probably not worth it anyway.
What is with the pool party Rex? Oh god, her jaw is crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty creepy, huh?
How do you chew with that? You just swallow things whole, I guess.
You chew very small things on each side of your mouth, I guess. Or you eat plankton.
Ooh, Shy actually going to get the Gromp first, and Duke just taking the little Raptors before heading into lane. So.
Yep. So pretty quick level 2 for both of our top laners. Watch is going to start into zone red. And we've got standard lanes.
Oh boy, well, CJ probably going to be pretty happy with this considering they keep picking the Graves into it.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, Space again, you know, can just kind of walk up and auto with that spell shield not taken by OQ yet.
Yep. Good, just getting that down, slowing down OQ while he's at it. Stun loaded up for Pure though, have to be slightly cautious.
Yeah, probably has a W at level 1. Certainly has a W at level 1.
Yes, definitely does.
Yeah.
And then we're into Poke City in the mid lane.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
The meta of poking mid laners.
Not sure it's going to get much better in the next patch.
Well, at least there's no Ziggs. I think
Well,
Ziggs will come back in 5.13.
Maybe.
Oh, boy.
Maybe. So he's definitely, with all his spell spam, a prime Leandry's candidate.
Makes sense. Well, it's going to be a pretty quiet early game, as most often are.
Yeah, especially since Shy is playing so conservatively. You can see he's just sitting right there at his turret, giving Watch no chance to pull off an early gank. Duke just goes back immediately. He didn't have to burn his teleport like Shy did, so he wants that second Doran's ring. Watch can make some plays up here. Duke could get rolling. And, I mean, Graves damage probably not going to be too severe in the late game for him because he'll be able to lock Graves down fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So he can build a lot of MR here and probably do okay.
Yeah, the burst coming in onto Goong and OQ from the collateral damage from things like that is kind of the primary concern for Najin, I would imagine, in a team fight.
Okay, so it's like Ambition is starting to lurk around the top side. Watch nowhere near, and Goong playing over to the bottom side of the map, right now where his ward is.
There are a lot of wards up in the top, though, for Najin, so I don't think Duke is going to be too worried.
No, it's mostly just about playing around the counter gank right now onto the Rumble more than anything else.
Yeah.
But Watch is not even remotely set up, and he will be seen on this ward by Duke right as the Trinket ward expires, so
Now that let's Watch do a bit of counter jungling.
From both sides, really.
Yeah. Why not?
So I like what we're seeing Ambition do, just trying to make sure Shy has the perfect coverage while he pushes up. We see him just jungling very intelligently around that top side in conjunction with Shy's wave pressure at the moment. And so be able to take that out and Watch just playing around the vision. So both junglers doing everything they should be right now, playing as conservatively as they can around where their laners are.
Pretty much.
This could be a bit of a gank onto Goong. Coco has been poked pretty severely. But Goong playing pretty far
Ambition
up.
coming in from behind. There's the stun though, and Ambition. It's going to hit. Goong taking a little bit of damage. Q misses. Yeah, Goong very ready with that gravity field.
Yeah, Mad Life there on his own too, just following Pure's Annie up the lane just in case they have to both get into a scrap. Doesn't end up resulting in that.
Yep. Oh, a little bit of aggression in the bot lane. But overall, very passive early start. Both teams playing it out very safely. Although a nice little CS lead for Coco.
Mad Life throwing chairs.
Oh,
Ghost chairs.
Ghost chairs.
What?
Chairs advantage. I mean, it's more like Thor chairs, right? Because they come back.
They don't come back. They just go out into the void.
Well, we don't know if they don't come
He
back.
holds on to his original chair while the entire time while he's doing it.
I don't know.
They're ghost chairs.
I have no explanation for this then.
It's a magic chair that shoots energy chairs at things. See?
Sounds about right. Stun on a Mad Life. As Ambition clears out some of the wards in River, you can see Mad Life getting a bit aggressive just to give Ambition the time for that.
I guess the Korean casters are talking about Krugs.
Krugs are hilarious, man.
Truly!
What are those dudes? Just like little rock things, man.
Little rock things, man.
They're little rock things, man. Watch is like, where are the rock things? Oh no, my ward.
There are a lot of animated rocks in the jungle.
It's true. There's a lot of
Golems,
animated,
Krugs.
inanimate objects in League in general. Maokai is a tree. Malphite is basically a rock. Yep. Oh.
Okay. Well, this has been a very quiet game compared to our last one.
I know, I was so excited about the series, and now we've got this. Come on.
Well, Oki's actually winning lane this time, which is interesting. He's up in CS, so they've adapted just a little bit to what was going on in this same lane matchup that CJ found I suppose, mildly preferable in the last game.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, pretty much. Well, T-Grave Braum is a pretty cool skin.
It is. I agree with you. Is it your favorite Braum skin, Doa?
Yeah, I think so, probably. It's okay, but I don't play a lot of Braum.
You're not a Brahmer?
Not so much. It's fun, but lately it's been a lot of Annie and Lulu again.
Back to
the basics.
the girls of the bottom lane.
Well, aside from Janna, Soraka, Sona, Leona, yeah. Basically.
All supports are female, except for Braum.
And Bard. Well, we don't know what Bard is, technically.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, they call him a he. So if they call Rek'Sai a she, I feel like Riot's denotating gender through their lore that way.
I suppose, but
Tom Kench?
maybe a support, maybe a top laner, who knows?
Well, according to Peekaboo, he thinks he's more of a top laner than a support.
We can look forward to the jungler coming up there and then ganking the mid lane together with the top.
Yep.
Exciting times.
I'd enjoy it.
You enjoy licking people in the top lane?
Consuming their flesh. Well,
He doesn't actually eat anything. Have you noticed that?
yeah, it is a little bit weird.
What's up with that, Tom Kench? You just talk about eating things, but you don't actually ever eat anything. You just vomit it out.
It's not healthy either.
No, that's not good for you, Tom
No,
Kench.
you don't need to lose weight that badly, Tom Kench. There's diet and exercise that can help you. Don't take the dark route, man.
I agree.
Yeah. What is this teaching our young, impressionable gamers, Riot? Come on.
Well, I mean, Riot already has a guy who drinks copious, like barrels full of alcohol throughout the game.
That's right.
And who slurs his words.
Well,
apparently that's okay, but smoking a cigar is definitely not.
yeah, got to get rid of that thing, man. That'll kill you.
Even though Gragas, the Gragas Esquire skin, I think he's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, he does have a cigar, doesn't he? A cigarette or something like that. It's one of those like long, like Cruella de Vil cigarettes, you know?
Why was he allowed to? I don't even understand this remotely.
That's a really good point. I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah. There's a Gragas skin that still has a smoke implement.
A smoke implement.
What would you call like general, like, you know, if you lump like
Tobacco?
cigars, cigarettes, a tobacco product?
Yes, there you go.
That sounds so boring.
I think tobacco product is better than smoke implement.
Smoke
Which could be,
implement
you know,
sounds so much cooler.
an incense sensor or something like that. I don't know. Maokai's brazier that he stupidly wears on the back of his head.
Okay, all right, you got me there. The Maokai Brazier pushed it over the top for me. Well, all right. The
We
Q landed
almost
on
got
ambition.
something exciting to happen in this game, Doa.
Oh boy. We need to pause right now. That's what we need. What's Victor doing? He steps on those things. He raises up his arms. He's like, "Ugh." He's like, it's wet. Maybe he's getting electrocuted while he's doing that because of all his mechanical, electronic stuff.
I think he just gets hyped over how evil he's being, destroying
like, yeah.
Rek'Sai's tunnel. Take that.
All the like tunnel destroying animations make no sense at all.
Did they just like take the Dominion channeling animations? I think they did.
They did, yeah.
Which would make a lot more sense for Victor to do that.
Yeah. He just loves wrecking tunnels. What a jerk. Well. Yeah, so.
You know, I wonder how long it took for those animations, those Dominion animations, to be used more for clearing Rek'Sai tunnels than for people actually playing Dominion.
Huh.
I think actually that statistic has already been passed,
I think
even
so
though
too.
Dominion has been out for years.
You're probably right. I think people have cleared a lot more Rek'Sai tunnels.
Than channeled at Dominion points.
It's probably true. Man, every lane is a top lane this game.
Every lane is a top lane.
Every lane a top lane.
Doa's worst nightmare.
That's right.
Maybe somebody will go for Dragon right now.
Maybe. Yeah, it looks like CJ wants to. OQ and Pure getting pushed back by Space and Mad Life. Meanwhile, the Dragon looks like it's about to be started by Ambition and Coco.
Space Life.
Space Life. Mad Space. I like that one better.
No, I like Space Life.
Space Life.
Sounds like living in 200 years from now.
I don't know. That's what they thought in like the 1950s, though. We'd be living in space. We'd be like the Jetsons and stuff. Although technically the Jetsons don't live in space.
They did not live in space.
But they had the ability to go to space if they wanted to.
That's true. So do you if you have enough money, Noah.
I guess. That's true. I'm no George Jetson, though.
Pretty sure there's some Russian rockets you could take if you're a millionaire. Uh-oh.
Who gets the rocket? Who gets the rockets? Who gets the red buff? Oh, watch, decides he wants to come back in. That's a bad idea. Knocked up. Will it be first blood? There's the exhaust. They really want this one, and it will be. Mad Life grabs it. Meanwhile, more kills come in. Here we go.
What was Shy doing there? He was just
no
left
idea.
by himself. He didn't even have any HP at the end. Came and dropped the equalizer. Somehow Annie dies too. Well, that was exciting.
Sure. Oh, kill for Coco.
And he got the
kill
red
for
buff.
Goon. The red buff was not taken by anyone until right now. Yeah, Ambition finally gets it, though. It's like, there, worth it. Amid the fallen bodies of my comrades, I will take this red buff.
They could just go right to Dragon, too, if they want.
Yeah.
Just do the Dragon. Let's do it.
Do the Dragon.
What?
That sounds like...
What? Just do the Dragon.
It's like a soft drink.
You have...
Do the Dragon.
You have the smite. You have people in the bottom lane. I guess they really needed to go back and get that crit cloak.
Need it bad. You need to almost have your Infinity Edge. Well, Coco with a quick Morellonomicon.
Yeah, maybe if they had waited long enough to get the ambient gold, they could have actually had enough money to complete the Infinity Edge.
Yeah, that's a good point. Will they go for the Dragon now, though? I feel like this game, they're like, all right, we overfilled our quota of kills in game number 1. We have to dial it back, guys. We're only allowed like 10 more kills total in this series.
Otherwise, it starts cutting into the quota for the next series.
Yeah, and then you have to just like make really boring strategies around it. So why not just play it safe this time? Play it slow.
Hey, Watch really misplayed that red, too. He was just by himself right there. And instead of just backing off, he continued to scrap just a little bit too long.
Oops.
Ambition is here with a red buff. Looking
He
at
fought
looking
hard
at a
for
dragon.
that red buff. All right, time to take the Dragon.
I guess now is the time to take the dragon.
Yep, now is the time to take the Dragon.
Goong actually recalling, so they should definitely do the dragon.
Yeah, now is the time to take the Dragon. Shy, defending his turret. Now is not the time for the Dragon. Now is the time for a giant dive in bot lane.
No, they're trying to free space.
Oh.
Space is...
Oh, he's in a prison of space, not space prison.
That's right. Oh! Oh!
Oh, it's
Yay!
time. It's time to take the Dragon. Oh, Q landed by Watch, though. They're going to try to contest this. Watch coming in. CJ has chosen a difficult time. Brawmalt used. Madlife getting very low. Dragon taken by CJ. They get a kill, too. On to Pure. Space grabs one. Oh, Coco getting very low. Has to flash over the wall. Chaos Storm comes back in. They're going to turn around on this one. Ambition on the run now. OQ nearly taken out by Space while Madlife dies almost to the death laser, but then doesn't. That was I don't know.
Saved it.
I thought he was going to die. Had to turn that sentence around in a hurry, man. That was...
Dies almost, but then doesn't.
That was an emergency situation.
Sometimes you just get into a corner while you're casting to find creative ways to get out of it.
See, the thing is when there's a lot going on, you have to kind of predict a little bit so that you can start saying what's going to happen before it happens. And if you're wrong, You end up in situations like that, guys.
It really,
the reality of casting.
It really is an art to be able to begin your sentences in ways that you can get them out, but you can end it either way.
That's right.
And sometimes, like all art, it takes practice, and you end up with that.
Even if you're an expert, you know, sometimes you just fail hard. It's okay.
Hey, that wasn't that bad. You did save it.
That's true. It made logical, grammatical sense, even if it wasn't
yes.
natural.
Grammatical.
Grammatical sense.
You couldn't have done that one better.
I give up. I'm done. Watch takes a blue buff. Yeah, stuff happens. Pierre wants to get a stun on Ambition. He does. Uh-oh, kicked out by Ambition. Your team has abandoned you.
To the death of Stunlock.
That's right. That was a pretty textbook stun into Lee Sin kick.
Watch got it.
Like, oh.
Watch got his blue buff back.
Ambition's just happy he didn't give up first blood. He tried. He almost did, but nope.
The call of watches for getting first blooded was stronger.
Yep. Pretty much.
Well, that was a nice attempt at a blue steal, but quickly foiled.
When blue steals go wrong.
Yeah.
Space looking pretty good on this Graves, though. He's got his Infinity Edge. Got his Berserker's Greaves. He's ready to berserk with those Greaves.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is Berserkers were famous for wearing no clothing.
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't wear anything. They just
they
all they needed
bear
was a
skins.
big sword.
And bearskins.
And bearskins.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing is they were Vikings from a cult of Odin,
Right.
which Berserk comes from Bearsark, which means bear shirt in Old Norse. And so they would go crazy. They would get themselves into a battle rage and only wear animal skins in combat because they thought that it would give them the spirit of the ferocity of the animal.
Yeah.
And people were so afraid to fight them too because they were crazy. I mean, do you really want to fight against a guy who is crazy enough to run into battle naked except for wearing a bit? How do you even beat that?
Probably not. I mean, you just shoot him, I guess. But if you didn't have any implement of ranged combat.
TP.
Yep, they're coming in there. Wow, Annie's goes down in a pretty big Tibbers, and Okyu actually getting a lot of auto attacks in on this fight. Really good positioning there for him. Kills coming in for Goong as well. Ambition very low. Okyu with another one here. Watching a lot of trouble. Looks like CJ's going to try to start to turn this one around. Nice zoning by Azir. Victor has to go for a run there. That means away from the fight. Coco coming in. Emperor survived. He doesn't catch Okyu, but he gets the kill anyway.
And here we go, Shy.
Whoa! One more from Okyu, or from Coco. Do it. Triple kill for Coco. He's starting it again, and now Duke in a lot of trouble. Shy, there's a flash. It looks like they couldn't quite catch him.
Yeah, can't quite pursue it under turret. Coco's positioning, he was in the Dragon Pit for that entire fight. Just try at the start, at least, not the entire fight. Well, I'm messing up too now, Joe. It's been a long night.
It's been a really long night,
it's been
man.
a very long night.
Wow,
so,
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, just getting a lot of auto attacks over the walls with the Sand Soldiers quite safely before actually committing fully to the engagement to turn it around once Najin thought that they were on the winning end, but without any more Annie stun or a lot of ultimates. Just take a look at how that went. They bursted Space down, but Space actually flashes out and gets the dash. So he ends up living even though Mad Life dies, but there's so much equalizer damage. And now watch Coco come in. Gets on top of Watch immediately on that engage, gets the knock up, and then starts just controlling the choke point. Now he gets a lot of damage onto OQ, gets through, is stunned at the end by that gravity field, but Shy knows, he sees Goong has no mana, so just pretty easy to walk up on Goong there, and Duke still has his flash available, so he's not going to die, and there's no more flashes to follow up.
Yeah. Now CJ trading turrets here with Najin. Najin taking the bottom one, CJ's going to get the top.
I don't know about all these buff invades by Ambition, though. I don't know if this is...
It's ambitious.
It is. It's so risky.
Oh, Mad Life gets a blue buff. Flash ult doesn't hit anybody. Oh, Mad Life.
Well, they did pop the Silver ult, too.
Yeah, I guess.
Move away from that. Nice reflex from OQ.
I just feel bad.
Do you feel bad life?
I feel bad when I see that. Bad Life.
Yeah, so back to Berserkers.
Yeah.
They didn't wear greaves.
These guys were crazy. So
can you look up, Brian, can you please look up the definition of words before you use them? You can just make up words, too. You do that all the time. Like grump.
drop Greaves. Well, OQ gets slowed down. Now, are they going to dive this? You bet they are. There's a knockup as well. Mad Life jumps in, helps Space pick up another kill. Everybody gets out just fine.
Also, Greaves were Greek.
Greek Greaves?
They're part of the Greek armor.
Oh, yeah. Now everybody just uses them as a term for any sort of leg armor, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Harry Potter. You just like take all these old words and you throw them into a no context environment and mash them all together.
Wizard or Voldemort. Nobody knows what Voldemort means anymore. Snape. And of course, Quidditch. And there goes Dragon number 2 for CJ. It's 2 for them so far this game. Well, CJ's looking, whoa, big fight in the mid lane suddenly out of nowhere. Exhaust onto Goong, Mad Life wades in the middle of things, but Najin catching a couple members of CJ, but here comes Space to fight the 1v4. I guess he's like, no, that's a bad idea. I'm running away.
Wow, that was a very surprising bait from Najin, but I don't really know what Ambition and Mad Life were doing there.
I want to see a replay of that. That
trying
was
to get some wards, but they had no vision. There were 2 pink wards from Najin, so Najin just all sitting in that brush. And considering that CJ has deep wards in both top and bottom jungle, probably should not be face-checking brushes. If you can't see anybody in lane and you can't see anybody in either side of the jungle, bit sloppy. This is what we've been talking about with Mad Life and Ambition, kind of making some questionable plays around vision.
Yeah.
It was better in game 1, but this time some free kills just handed over to Najin. Oh, wow,
Whoa,
Space just wants to go for it.
Yeah, a lot of damage onto OQ, but he can't quite chase him down. Didn't get the ult, though. I feel like it would have been worth it to chase a little bit farther. They had the ward in the tri-brush, but...
He also was up heal, and he's up a static shiv onto OQ, so maybe might have been able to do a little bit more, I agree.
Could have at least gotten the ultimate anyway. Oh, Space sees Watch there. Oh.
So smoke for you, Watch.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
But no smoke for Graves. He can give other people smoke, but he can't enjoy it himself.
Now he just has to put down the smoke screen and walk into it.
That's right. He just inhaled deeply, just goes on the smoke screen and goes, ah, there we go. You ever played AP Graves?
The smoke screen.
Get like the big nuke smoke screen. Nobody expects that in ARAM, man. Man, I cannot talk tonight.
Nobody expects the Runeglaive Gangplank either.
True. Maybe soon they will.
Probably not with nerfs to the Runeglaive coming.
Rune Plank. Gangglaive. Ooh. Oh, Several pop. The teleport's going to come in as well, too. How are they going to handle it? Duke goes in, and oh, they're going to kick Space right into the enemy team. He's going to flash over the wall, though. There's a knock up onto Gook. Nice equalizer from Shy, actually. Duke over the wall onto Space. It's like a 1v1, but Space will win it. CJ taking this fight. Coco over the wall onto OQ. Wow. Nice Emperor's Divide for the double kill. Man, Coco's good, and Shy takes out Goong. And that is nearly an ace. Nobody on CJ going down.
Wow, that was such an aggressive move. CJ just got out of there immediately. They saw the teleport instantly on the play that Duke was trying to make with the rest of Najin. Now they're just able to push down onto the inhibitor turret. Probably an overcommitment there from Najin. I don't know if there was as much of an advantage as they thought there would be.
Now, Space has been really good about getting out of sticky situations this game as well, too. And man, they were just so ready for this teleport. Yeah,
and they fall back, and yet they're all grouped up here. Now Space, again, somehow manages to get out of this. He flashes for the second time, even though he does get knocked around. And that was just a perfect equalizer into the choke point. And I understand what Najin was thinking. Now, they had a good opportunity for Chaos Storm, too, but by that time, and first off, or second off, rather, that Azir play by Coco was very impressive. But they thought that they could land that big Chaos Storm on 4 members, but by the time that they actually got there, Shy had outranged Victor with the equalizer, and his team was on the retreat, and CJ had seen that Victor coming and had broken apart, so that Victor wasn't able to do quite as much damage. Close, though, actually. Very close.
Well, CJ pulling farther and farther ahead in game number 2, up 5 turrets to 0, or 5 turrets to 2 right now.
I love how Space just has to go third item QSS in these games because he's just been so heavily targeted. He still manages to somehow escape during some of these fights, and looked like OQ could have been doing a little bit more damage right after Space was kicked next to him.
Well, with what Shy and Coco can do in these team fights, Space, again, just really needs to buckshot, ultimate, get out of there. And any damage he gets to do beyond that is kind of bonus for CJ.
That's true. They have a lot of sustained damage from Coco and Shy as they move forward.
Whoa, OQ.
Whoa, Q.
Whoa, Q. Oh, no, Q. You better go, Q.
Go back home.
Yep. Take it slow, Q. Oh, they're going to go for Baron. With poking out the ADC like that, they've got a chance, but they want to bait it instead.
Have some smoke, Pure.
Enjoy your smoke. Oh, that was a Q that did not go into the brush. Watch was aiming at. Well, we could see CJ go on to this. We'll see. Shy's a ways away and has no teleport, though. Ambition, though, coming in. He may want to do something. Coco trying to flank from the side here. Has that Emperor's Divide, and they're going to slow down Duke. There's the equalizer. Emperor's Divide pushes people in. Duke comes in. He's separated from the rest of his team. There's a kill for CJ. Whoa, big gravity field, big chaos storm. But everybody on CJ escapes for now anyway.
Wow, so low. OQ and Ambition, or Coco and Ambition. Coco. They've combined into one carry. Yeah, Coco and Ambition barely escaping out of that. That could have easily gone in Najin's favor had either of them died. And they really grouped up against Victor. That is so dangerous to do.
Yeah.
If they hadn't had the locket, they probably would have gone down, especially Ambition.
This is Dragon number 3 now for CJ, just unopposed. And much more one-sided game than we saw in game number 1.
I don't know. It's about this one-sided at this point, the last game. 5-6K gold ahead.
Feels more one-sided for some reason, though.
Well, I mean, Najin can still win this if they get the right combo off with Victor. They have so much AoE. But Coco, again, showing up big on this Azir, something we've seen from him time and time again. I wonder if we're going to see a replay of that. I think that was a little bit try-hard by CJ. They kind of forced that initiation and nearly got it turned on its head because Pure and Goong just chained their stuns.
I think they really want to get a big lead at this point because they don't want to have to deal with what they dealt with last game.
Yeah, quite possible.
Well, CJ putting the hurt onto Najin now across multiple lanes. Shy pushing top, and everybody else just zoning Baron a little bit.
And there's the tower.
Yep.
Is it time to go for the Baron? They haven't actually cleared out all the wards. There's a ward on the inside and on the outside of the pit, so Najin has some sneaky vision, but no. Call is just to siege the tier 2 that Najin is not set up to defend.
Oh, they'll just take it. Coco's been doing such an excellent job of poking out critical members of Najin as well, too. The damage onto OQ before the last fight, the damage onto Watch just now. And there are wards there.
Yeah, those are very sneaky wards, by the way. It's unlikely that both of them would get cleared out. That's the second time we've seen that ward on the inside of the pit. Super annoying. There you go. Just going to change that. Now they find it. But they're still not going to find the one on the outside. That is so clever because you're probably not going to try and clear both of those.
Yeah. Well, CJ pulling back into their own jungle for a moment anyway. And again, like, a 2-0 for CJ would be so big for this team. Going into the end of summer season, into Worlds. They really need this. And Najin, summer season is the season where Najin excels. You know, that's the season where they punch their ticket to Worlds every year, it seems. But this might be the first year in a while where we don't see a Najin team at Worlds.
Well, you have to do it in the most spectacular and unlikely way, though,
It's true. You have to go all the way through the gauntlet from the very bottom.
You have to win 3 consecutive best-of-5s in a week to do it.
Yep. Which was against, what was it, CJ, KT, and SKT last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Doesn't get much more difficult than that.
Yeah, it was CJ Blaze, KT Heroes, and SKTK.
Right. They're going to start this Baron.
Ah, yes, the old over-the-wall Baron with Azir.
Yep.
Can't really do that with Graves, though.
Yeah, his range a little bit too short there.
Remember, CJ doesn't have a great way to engage, which is why they're struggling right now, why we saw them force the engage with Coco and Ambition in the last one from the flank. Once they have the equalizer there, they don't have a long-range way to CC people and start a fight.
I find it pretty amazing that both Coco and Space have 0 deaths right now.
Yes, especially with how hard they've been in the enemy team's front line.
Yeah, well, especially Space. It's hard to make it 32 minutes into the game as Graves and not die. Oh, Ambition thinks he finds an opportunity here. Ooh, gets very poked in return, though.
Yeah, that is, you're not going to be able to get on a Victor who can get that speed buff from his Q. Simply going to take a lot of damage.
Now they're going to go in trying to stun Coco, but he's able to get out with that cleanse. Equalizer comes down, splits up Najin quite nicely. Bad Life kicked in the back lines. Najin chasing away a member of CJ down the bottom. Oh, Space actually gets away there. Has to burn both summoners to do it. And they got Watch in the meantime as well, too. So CJ with Watch down, their health may be just high enough to try
still
this Baron.
Super risky because Chaos Storm is available.
Yeah, Ambition needs to go home and then come back with his ult.
There's no Tibbers, though, so that's nice. But
well, I mean, again, like if Ambition can go home, heal up, and then come back with his ultimate, which is, I think, what he's going to do here. Whoa, they totally caught Duke. Oh, man, what a huge mistake for Najin. Mad Life blocking a lot of the attacks coming in from Najin there. Watches back up, but there's a knockup. They're just going to pick apart Najin piece by piece. There goes Okyu. Slow down on Goon, gets exhausted. They're going to keep chasing him. Shy trying to cut him off, but they may decide to turn.
Mad
Life got very low.
Barely living at the edge of that Chaos Storm. Goong now has no ultimate. They're kind of running out of tools, but Ambition and the rest of CJ are running out of HP.
Yeah, I don't know about this, man. They're going to try to zone Watch, but this Baron is very risky. Mad Life really can't even survive being hit by Baron right now. They're going to get it anyway, though.
Yeah, and looks like they have to go back to deal with this naked inhibitor in the bottom lane, and they're just not confident of going in while Coco is still there and has relatively high HP. He's set up for a nice little zone there, but eventually realized no one was coming, so reset his soldiers into the Baron pit to burst it down for the last little bit of HP.
Yep. And CJ nearly 10k gold ahead right now with the Baron, with 3 dragons and a big turret lead as well. And now we'll see if they can transition this after they take their 4th dragon into some pressure on the tier 2 and mid.
Or just go for the inhibitor. You know, why not at this point?
Could do that too.
Take it out, play confidently around that objective, and just keep on rolling straight through before you start to siege any other aspects of the base.
Yep. It's like they're going to walk right in. Najin has their ults up again. CJ needs to be a little bit careful with this. That inhibitor took so much damage so fast. Wow, yep, there it goes. I mean, there it goes. There.
You got it, eventually.
Yeah. I thought we were going to see it get burst again, but nope. And CJ just waltzes out. They could go for that 4th dragon now if they want to. Or just go for mid lane. I mean, you've got that Baron buff. You might as well just keep sieging, I suppose.
No reason to go back quite yet.
Yeah.
You're pretty much at full HP. You have an Azir turret to cover your rear.
Azir to cover the rear.
Azir in the rear.
That's not what I was saying, but you went there.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And CJ just steamrolling their way into the base. There goes inhibitor number 2. And at this point, doesn't look like there's a whole lot that Najin can do unless they get an absolutely perfect team fight.
Well, even then, 2 inhibitors down, extraordinarily difficult to come back.
Yeah.
There's going to be a 4th dragon here, so all CJ will have to do is wait another 6 minutes to get number 5 and force a favorable team fight around that objective.
Working quite well. There it is, dragon number 4 for CJ. And they're still pushing.
No one wants to go back. They have so much money, but I guess recalls are just out of the question right now.
Well, you might as well get every little ounce of that Baron buff you can.
Every little drop of the buff.
That's right.
Squeeze it out.
Baron is good to the last drop.
Slather it all over the minions.
Good to the last gank. Whoa, Goong gets some damage onto Ambition. This could be it.
GP.
Teleport coming in. They're going to from behind. Emperor's Divide used fairly early. A lot of damage onto, whoa, actually, Space taken out immediately. CJ on the disengage now. Duke wades through the team. They're not going to follow him, though. They need to get out of there.
Yeah, Shy did a good enough job of keeping the Maokai off that back line so that they can only take Space out, who was pretty far forward playing it, but they do get the tower in the end, so it's not that big of a deal that Space is going to die because there's absolutely nothing right now that Najee can take, and they used the Baron to the maximum possible degree. They exposed another inhibitor in the end.
Yep, so CJ's still way ahead. They did a lot with that Baron buff. And losing Space, it happens.
This is first time dying, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
37 minutes into a game on Graves. 1 death, not bad.
He didn't fulfill his primary mission of just pressing Q and R, though.
Yeah. You want to throw a smoke screen in there, too, just to make things a bit awkward.
The smoke screen always makes things awkward, though.
Yeah.
I try to do that at parties sometimes. And
you just throw up the smoke screen?
Just throw up the smoke screen. Nobody ever really appreciates it.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad, except for you always wear your cape and you, like, raise your arms and say, I'm the Batman, and everyone's just kind of confused. I don't get it.
I only did that one time.
It was very memorable. Or you just, like, wear your hunchback costume and say, I'm Richard III.
There wasn't a lot of smoke in that one,
My
though.
kingdom for a horse. Well, I don't know. Battlefields can get quite smoky. Maybe not Middle Ages Battlefield.
Yeah, not medieval ones.
Hey, what if you, like, shoot fire arrows at people?
What if you do, indeed?
Yeah. Trumped. Well, gravity field, as soon as that's gone, CJ's going to go in. There's not a lot stopping them at this point.
Besides the lack of super minion pressure, so they just want to be patient here. There's no need to go in that far, and you can see Space, ow. Actually playing this very far back this time.
Yeah, Coco getting poked pretty hard. Goong's doing a good job of zoning out CJ here, but the super minions are coming in mid-bottom, so this can only last so long.
Maybe it'll last a little bit longer. CJ didn't prep the waves in the other lanes very well heading into this siege. But it's okay. Their patience will most likely be rewarded in the end.
Yep. Here come the minions now. CJ moving in. Will Najin decide to engage on this watch? Tries to land a Q, can't do it. There's Sivir ultimate. Duke goes in on the Mad Life right away. Coco poking from the side. Great equalizer again from Shy. Pure trying to get something happening over the wall, but doesn't do it, just gets poked out. Goodbye, Duke. Exhaust onto Goong as well. CJ a bit low.
Oh,
Emperor's Divide
my.
catches everybody. Immediate zone news from Coco just to keep himself safe. Double kill, though, for Goong. Turns it around, but a double kill for OQ as well.
And wow, 4 members dying. Coco couldn't
How did that
actually
happen?
finish anyone off when he went in.
Man, that really looked like it was going to be CJ's fight right there, but
Well, they
Najin coming back.
I think they overcommitted a little bit. So watch Duke here. Duke's going to use the twisted advance onto the Braum, and then it looks like they have a good zone going, right? And they actually zone people off. So they turn back, kill Duke. Still 5 members alive from CJ. And here we go. They all walk into a Chaos Storm. Coco gets separated from the rest of his team thanks to the Chaos Storm from Victor. And look at the gravity field as well. Just stunning everybody. And at that point, Oku just gets free ricochet autos into multiple members of CJ Entis.
That was the type of fight that Najin's been looking for all game, and they get it now, but is it enough?
No. There's still a Baron in
Okay.
8 seconds, and there's still a 5th Dragon in a minute and a half.
Yeah. CJ already setting up for that Baron, too. Wards and tunnels everywhere.
Wow. That was that gravity field really did a lot of work with the Sivir.
Sure did. They all, I mean, CJ just kind of filed right into it.
Yeah. I mean, the ult from Azir was good, but it was a good reaction from Goong.
Yeah. I was very close to being like the end of the game right there.
Some nice, exciting times, Baron dancing. So Najin would like to delay this long enough for the Dragon to come up so that they might be able to get at least one of these objectives away from CJ. CJ has to make a decision whether or not they're really going to commit to the Baron first.
Oh, they're thinking about it. Not a lot of wards for Najin, but they do exist. Trying to come from the side. They're going to try to grab Watch here. Mad Life misses his Q, but Coco gets some decent poke off. Najin having to back away for the moment. Dragon up in 20 seconds, and that would be the 5th Dragon for CJ. I think that's suddenly become the priority here. Oh boy, wow. That was very close. If Mad Life hadn't shielded that Death Laser would have done quite a lot of damage. Good spreading by Najin, too, going into this one. Not allowing themselves to be womboed by the combo.
Definitely don't want to be womboed by the combo. So CJ split up right now. Shy is not there with them. They're just going to walk straight into the base with the Azir turret.
Well, they want to take those inhibitors again. Look
that
at
is clever. So CJ just left behind.
Man.
But they have to defend their base.
Yeah. They could take both inhibitors here.
Very, very clever play by CJ. They left Rek'Sai behind just to stop people with Prey Seeker. Najin responding appropriately, though. They're going to take the 5th Dragon away from CJ, and that's actually huge at this point. That is a lot of extra damage they just got.
And they're going to get there in time to stop this Baron potentially as well, too. CJ is not killing it very fast. This could be really risky. Oh boy, Watch coming in right now. Wants to get something happen. There's the ult for Mad Life, knocks up Goong. They do take the Baron. Equalizer comes through to try to separate Najin away. Shy getting a nice flame splitter in there. Coco taking a lot of damage. Watch ends up in the back lines, gets very, very low. Emperor's Divide saves Coco for now.
Wow.
A kill for space. Dude, CJ manages to keep most everybody alive.
Yeah, they're
Oki
on
with the
the
double
run,
kill,
though. Look how low the members of Najin are. There's Shy just flashing for him. Why not?
Yeah. Trying to take up here over the wall, gets him with the flame spitter. And meanwhile, this wave up in top is actually taking it. CJ needs to like win the game right here.
No, they could just they could choose to take another inhibitor if they want to, but they decide it's not going to be worth it. Instead, Rek'Sai will just void rush to deal with these large minion waves that Najin has prepped. So they have to go back. They lose 2 turrets.
Yeah. A lot of pressure onto CJ now. This game really is becoming quite close. The gold lead's been chopped quite a bit by Najin, and now we're getting to the point again where everybody has the items they're looking for. The gold lead doesn't really matter. Not as much. GA now for Ambition.
Well, Baron at least was taken in the Fracas.
Yeah.
So that means that still that pushing power, and all 3 inhibitors exposed from Najin.
Yeah, none for CJ.
Ambition has a GA now.
Yep.
Interesting item choice onto the Rek'Sai. You see the money starting to pile up on a lot of these champions. So what is Graves going to buy? He actually sells his QSS for a Banshee's Veil. Very worried about the damage coming in from Goong, and at least he still has some form of spell shield. Crucible also on Mad Life, just in case he needs it.
Yeah. Well, Najin pushing aggressively up this mid lane now. Saying, all right, well, CJ, if you want some inhibitors, we're going to take at least your mid one. CJ on the defensive, for the moment anyway.
Well, yeah, realistically, CJ can just wait out. They still have the threat of 5 dragons at any given time. They're still going to be feeling perfectly okay about the fact that they have the mid lane pressure. They can move into the bottom lane with this wave that's developing there at any point. They still have the Baron buff on enough members to empower that siege, and they still have the Azir turret if they need it to cover their flank.
Najin got a little bit separated there, and CJ's going to get a nice opportunity perhaps to take out this bottom inhibitor. They still have that Baron buff on a couple people.
Yep, just riding that really big wave.
Yeah, is Najin going to try to engage on this, though? The Baron minion's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, so much zoning from those Sand Soldiers from Coco, too. Just keeping Watch out of the fight, making sure that Watch walks forward to get in range for a kick. It's not really going to happen.
I didn't get a whole lot of damage onto that turret. Here comes the next wave, though. Baron is gone, apparently.
Space just being super cautious about this, but he's not actually vulnerable to the Lee Sin Qs because of that Banshee's Veil.
Yeah.
Nobody managed to pop it.
Well, they get the bottom inhibitor, which is really nice for CJ. Now they can push up this top lane. basically just wanting to get all the lanes back in their favor right now.
Indeed, so trying to stack up on those super minions. If they can get one more inhibitor, they are going to be in a almost lock victory of a game because they'll get the dragon for sure on the next 2 minutes.
Well, Ambition teleporting back, and he's going to ult right over to his team again. Pure looking for a flank here.
Big Annie.
Yeah, giant Iron Elixir Annie.
It'd be funny if Tibbers got bigger too.
That'd be awesome. Rito, please.
No,
Right.
no. Don't do that, Doa. Those turn
Why?
into very bad posts.
Oh, come on. Why not? Well, Najin defending for now. But all CJ needs to do is wait another minute for this dragon, wait until the super minion waves start pressuring the base.
I feel like we've been here before. Well, the mid inhibitor has respawned now.
Oh yeah, wow. Still another wave of super minions coming, so CJ can still try to take advantage of it at least.
Yeah, they're also very far away from the dragon at the moment.
Yeah.
So they just want to push this as long as they can, where they can still go back and deal with this dragon. They're trying to buy themselves a very narrow amount of time where they will quickly be able to burst the dragon down.
And they're going to be careful. This is the spot where they lost that last team fight. Tiny bit of damage on the inhibitor. Meanwhile, super minions coming in the bot lane. Oh, Duke getting poked pretty heavily. Watch hit with the Q from Braum as well, too. Yeah, the minion wave in the bottom is a concern, and they're going to get that inhibitor.
Very methodical waiting against Najin and see what they want. They have to be careful in this choke point. Oh, they have to be so careful.
Watch comes in. Oh, immediately gets knocked up by Ambition, though. Nice response to keep their carry safe. Oh, exhaust onto OQ. There's the ultimate from Mad Life. Doesn't really hit anything. Gets spell shielded, actually. CJ thinking about backing away. Coco still doing a lot of damage to Pure, but they need to be worried about getting flanked here.
Oh, they just got to get out. Just get to the dragon as fast as possible. You don't want to let these guys take another dragon away from you.
I think they're going to just go right back into the base if they try.
Wow, okay, so bold call from CJ. It's going to force the recall away from the dragon because there are so many minions starting to get into this base, and CJ can just leave now.
Yep, there we go. Oh, actually, they leave OQ there, though. Oh, but Mad Life can harass him. There we go.
Braum.
So tanky. Oh, Duke gets caught a little bit. Goon comes in, twisted advance, so who catches who? Zonia's for Shy immediately. Whoa, Goon does a ton of damage. Coco doesn't escape. OQ comes in and closes it off. And Najin turning this one around.
Oh, boy.
That could have been the game right there.
Wow, Ambition may try to go for a backdoor. Mad Life and Ambition are on a secret mission into the enemy base with super minions.
They've got super minions. If the support and jungle manage to do this, it's going to be amazing.
They got one Nexus turret. Well, yeah, but they're real tanky.
Yeah.
Well, they actually forced the recall. Okay.
Wow. Well, they forced the recall from some of them. They still may lose this inhibitor. In fact, they certainly will.
Yeah, they are. How much are they going to lose, though? Mad Life and, oh, this is going to be so close, Doa.
They're going to lose the inhibitor for sure. Mad Life still kind of keeping Goong occupied. Oh, here we go. Ambition on his own, trying to save the game, trying to save this 2-0 for CJ. Gets the knock-up onto Duke. There goes one turret. Minions coming out
There's
now,
so many super minions.
That's right. Ambition getting very low. He's going to flash away. Does not want to deal with that death timer. There goes the second turret, though. Still 20 seconds. I think Najin's got this.
I don't know. Mad Life's nearly back. Ambition coming through. Can they get it?
No, they can't stop them. Najin coming in. Mad Life trying to do something. Doesn't have his ult. There goes the Nexus. And Najin, beyond all expectations, manages to take game 2. Wow.
What an insane comeback from Najin. I mean, mistakes were made from CJ.
Yeah.
But both teams just trying to threaten the dragon or the base simultaneously, and Mad Life does not look happy about that one.
Well, I don't think I would be either. Yeah. They had that game in the bag, and then they kind of messed it up.
Well, I mean, Najin has been very tenacious in their base defense so far today,
yeah.
And they've been good about dragging it out till the very end. And with